Liquidity is provided to crypto or forex brokers by broker liquidity providers. Liquidity providers are market brokers or organizations that operate as professional market makers, executing currency transactions on both sides. Numerous market players, including central banks, large commercial and investment banks, hedge funds, foreign investment managers, crypto and forex brokers, retail traders, and high net worth individuals contribute liquidity to the financial market. Well, now we have a coordinated central bank action to enhance provision of US dollar liquidity. Bank of Canada, Bank of England, Bank of Japan, European Central Bank, Federal Reserve, Swiss National Bank are today announcing a coordinated action to enhance provision of liquidity via standing US dollar liquidity swap line agreements. Daily operations will commence on Monday and will continue at least through the end of April. To improve the swap line's effectiveness in providing US dollar funding, the central banks currently offering US dollar operations have agreed to increase the frequency of 7-day maturity operations from weekly to daily. Enhancing swap lines like this is a sure sign that the stability concerns are heightened. Opening the taps is a step back for the tightening cycle. What is going on, guys? Lottery Stocks here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Sorry for a late video, but make sure to watch this before Monday, before market open, and make sure to share the video. All I ask you guys to do is stay till the end because we have a lot of stuff to go over. Please hit the like button. It's free, and subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it. For all of the various reasons that have led us to this lethal juncture, central banks are now doing the exact opposite of what they did in 2008. They are tightening into a burgeoning credit crisis, which means we have entered the most lethal financial crisis since 1930. And just in, Fed Chair Jerome Powell and Janet Yellen says US banks' capital and liquidity are strong, but guess what? They are lying to you. Guys, we have the Federal Reserve meeting come Monday, the FOMC meeting, and they are either going to raise or cut rates by a certain percentage. You let me know what that percentage is going to be down below. Not only is this likely to slaughter the S&P 500 or slaughter the overall market in general, so is this enhancing swap lines through all of these banks. Like this article says, this is a sure sign that the stability concerns are heightened. Therefore, you have a ton of uncertainty in the market. And on top of that, you have Fed Jerome Powell and Janet Yellen basically putting icing on the cake, lying straight to everybody, saying that everything's fine, everything's good. Same with Silicon Valley Bank saying everything's fine, everything's good. They crumbled just like Lehman Brothers in 2008. And now essentially this post on Twitter, shout out to Wall Street Silv on Twitter, posting this is the most lethal financial crisis since 1930. Now, is this going to be worse than 2008? Speaking of 2008, if we take a look at the S&P 500, notice the 2008 overlaid in gray on top of the S&P 500. From the peak, which is right where the S&P 500 peaked, to where we're trading at now is basically where the SPY would have a very, very hard crash to the downside, and that is exactly what I think we are going to see come next week. The S&P 500 is going to tank very, very hard, and I do plan on playing this thing to the downside, playing puts on certain stocks and playing puts on the S&P 500 in general. I also think that the volatility index, ticker symbol VIX, the VIX, is going to have a major spike as the SPY starts to tank. Now, notice what the banks are doing, the Federal Reserve is doing. They are attempting to spite everything that is happening, all of the negative effects, and they are just going to throw more negative stuff on top, assuming it's going to disappear. That is not what's going to happen. That can't happen, right? You have to face the problems the way they are. And in my opinion, the SPY is going to break to the lowest lows that we have ever seen. Not only that, starting this downtrend, you're seeing a ton of volume pickup on the S&P 500. So just keep that in the back of your head. We're currently trading at 389.99, so basically 399. I'm watching for a break below 388 right come Monday, and maybe a potential hold at 381 or 375, but I do think there's a ton of uncertainty and bad stuff happening within the overall market. Touching on AMC's chart really quick. AMC is trading in this channel. There's not much to say about it. I think if the SPY dumps, AMC is going to track along this trend line and maybe scale to the downside, depending on how long it lasts, reaching a low of around $2.85, depending on how long it lasts. Again, I don't technically see that coming, as AMC did fill a gap, and it's basing off of the recent lows on the stock, which is a good thing to see. You could see a spike going forward. However, based off of the economy, this isn't looking good. But remember, just like Volkswagen, just like any other squeeze play that had a major squeeze, the market crashed and they had a flash crash to the downside, and then the biggest rip they have ever had. Essentially, it just crushes short sellers, right? There's no way out of this. There's no way out of a financial crisis because hedge funds are stuck, retail is stuck, everybody's just stuck in doing what they do. Except retail can hold, they're not short stocks, and they don't have to hedge positions. options. We are basically safe buying and holding. Moving on, I just want you to note that at the end of the video, we're going to be touching on GameStop, so make sure to stick around for that. And over the weekend, I posted a how to chart cycles, how I chart cycles video on the members only. So if you guys are a member, make sure to go watch that. I also posted stocks to watch come Monday. I think there's a few squeeze plays that could take off, especially with what the market's going to do. Make sure to go watch that video that I uploaded yesterday on all of those stocks. Now, UBS Group AG ownership in AMC. On February 8th, 2023, UBS Group AG filed a 13F disclosing ownership of 20,759 shares of AMC Entertainment Holdings valued at $85,000 as of December 31st, 2022. The entity filed a previous 13F disclosing about 10,000 shares of AMC. This represents a change in shares of 120% during the quarter, and the current value of their position is around $86,773. Now, this company also holds call options representing 500,000 of underlying shares valued at $2.35 million and put options valued at 0. They have no put options, and they have $2.035 million worth of call options on AMC. Now, this is the same entity that just offered to acquire Credit Suisse. UBS just offered to acquire Credit Suisse for $1 billion. This means that Credit Suisse shareholders would be paid 27 cents a share at an 87% discount to the $2.01 closing price on Friday. Yesterday, UBS wanted to bypass a shareholder vote in the acquisition. Both the US and Swiss government are working to get this deal done. It seems that regulators in UBS know something that we don't. So basically, Credit Suisse shareholders will be completely wiped out, and it's not subject to shareholder approval. Plan B was to nationalize the bank. You guys let me know what you think about this down below, and are you a shareholder of Credit Suisse? Now, we have GameStop earnings on Tuesday, the FOMC meeting on Wednesday. This is going to be a very, very important week, but right now, I wanted to touch on GameStop before we close out the video. So earnings is coming Tuesday. We haven't heard much from Ryan Cohen, and I don't expect to hear much from him in the meeting anyway, and I don't expect much to come for the meeting. The most recent things that have been talked about as partnerships with FTX, partnerships with crypto platforms, and all of that stuff has kind of crumbled over the past, since the past earnings call, quite frankly. And the recent earnings were a huge miss, down 12% on revenue and earnings per share. So taking a look at the chart, I think this is a very, very easy play, and let me tell you why. GameStop is respecting this overall trend line that it was in back in December of 2020. We're hugging this trend line. I think this is a relative low to say where GameStop is going to go, right? I don't think there's much more room for downside, at least temporarily. On top of that, take a look at the orange bars that I have lined up. This is exactly when every single earnings hits. Now take a look at what happens. You have the same exact pattern play out. This pop in the chart, right? You have a slight sell-off coming into earnings, and then you have a major move within the chart every single time. You basically play out the same exact thing. Whether it sells off after, this is going to be an easy thing to play, right? Back here, you had a 20% gain, and then a 20% gain, and then a 147% gain, 26% gain, 26% gain again, which leads me to think where we're trading at now, an easy 20% gain. I would ride this all the way up to $19.50, and that is exactly what I plan on doing come Monday. Monday before market close, I do plan on grabbing more GameStop calls than I already do hold and riding that up to about $19.50. But I just wanted to put this on your radar, and I wanted to call it out for you guys. Overall, this is what I got for you for today's video. Sentiment is that a crash might be coming. Banks are not looking good. Federal Reserve, and along with a ton of other central banks, are trying to create bailouts and go against what is happening with inflation, what is happening within the economy. And essentially, I think the US dollar is not going to look good going forward. A central bank digital currency, CBDCs, are going to be being implemented sooner than we thought, in my opinion. And overall, I'm prepped for this market crash. I have a little bit of dry powder, and I know us in Discord. I talk on the daily in Discord. We are going to be playing the crap out of this and making some money. So get in the Discord, linked on the description. And also a huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Moomoo. If you're looking for a free broker to start trading, I have the exact one for you. On top of being free, it has a ton of amazing features. Plus, you can get up to 17 free stocks using my link and signing up and making a deposit. I'm going to leave that link under the video. I'm going to take AMC for an example since I talk about it a lot on the channel. There's a new industry chain feature that Moomoo just added, which allows you to track the supply chain of a company. All you have to do is go to market section and click industrial chain, pick movie, and then you are able to check each step of an industry's supply chain. Now there's a new limited time deal. Once you sign up and deposit $100, you're going to get 2 free AI stocks, which is a hot sector right now. Either ticker symbols AI or BBAI, plus 5 more free stocks. And if you deposit $1,000 or more, you have the opportunity to receive 17 total free stocks. So guys, I'm going to leave that link under the video so you guys can go hit that link, sign up, and make a deposit. This is it, guys. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.